Hey guys, welcome to another pregnancy update. If you're new here, my name is Allie and I am currently 17 weeks and 2 days pregnant with baby number 2. Now before I jump into talking about everything that has happened between weeks 15 and now, I want to talk about something that I completely spaced on talking about in my first update video where I covered everything that had happened so far in the pregnancy up until week 15. So here it goes. What I totally neglected to even mention in the last video was breastfeeding while pregnant. When I first found out that I was pregnant, my son Lincoln was about 15 months old and I was still nursing him about 2 times a day and also pumping once at night for his nighttime bottle. Now, before I got pregnant, weaning was definitely something that we were thinking about and anticipating, knowing that it was coming sooner rather than later. But once I got pregnant, that whole conversation and transition period came on a lot sooner than I anticipated. Not just because it was physically taxing on me like personally, but my milk supply plummeted so quickly. I noticed this first off because I was typically pumping like 4 to 5 ounces at nighttime for him, and all of a sudden I was barely getting 2. Most often I was only getting like 1 ounce, and then I was making myself pump more times at night before I went to bed just to try to get enough for like a somewhat decent bottle, and just it wasn't working anymore. So we were having to supplement with almond milk. Now previously in the past he wanted nothing to do with almond milk, but we were able to mix in some breast milk with the almond milk and we started to transition that way. So that was the first thing that we adjusted, and then we also adjusted just weaning him from nursing in the morning and then also in the middle of the day. So the middle of the day was the first nursing session that went, kind of started by just not doing it some days, seeing how he was, and then other days doing it just depending on what his mood was. And then once he was comfortable taking a full bottle of almond milk at night, that's when I felt more confident being able to give up the morning nursing session and give him almond milk in the morning as well. So he was completely weaned by the time I was about 10 weeks pregnant, and so he was just shy of 17 months old. Our breastfeeding journey was a lot. It was a roller coaster ride for sure. It started off with tongue ties, lip ties, buckle ties. We just went through so much, and I'm so grateful for the time that I was able to nurse him for. Way longer than I anticipated. I'm very grateful for that, but by the time he was weaned, I really wasn't sad to be done with it. It was just the right time for both of us to let it go, and I'm glad it happened the way it did. He doesn't really seem to be missing out on anything, so I think the timing was perfect. Kind of in the same line as like all this like weaning and nursing stuff was that a symptom that I didn't experience during the first trimester was breast soreness, which I remember vividly in my first pregnancy. My boobs just hurt so bad, and like the slightest, like you bump it or like anything, you like cringe because it was so sore, and none of that happened this time around. Now I would say probably like a month and a half, 2 months after weaning completely, I'm finally noticing like things are starting to kind of like fill up again, not like with milk but like fat, like because we were talking pancakes down there for a while and now there's a little bit more fullness there. So but no soreness really, like maybe slightly, but nothing compared to what it was my first pregnancy. Thank you for coming to my tit talk. Moving on with other things. I did have another appointment when I was just shy of 16 weeks. It was a super quick, super simple appointment. Went in, asked me like how I was doing, how I was feeling, symptoms, checked the baby's heart rate, all sounds good, and then we scheduled the anatomy scan, which it blows my mind to think that we're already like approaching the halfway point of this pregnancy. The days are so much longer, but the pregnancy in general is going by so much faster. And I really can't wait to go in for the anatomy scan. Of course, there's that level of anticipation, just like, you know, going into it, you always have those thoughts in the back of your mind, like just wanting everything to be okay. So I'm just kind of ready for that to be over with so that we can hopefully have smooth sailing for a little while. So far everything has looked good. We've had one ultrasound so far to do the first trimester screening, and that was good. The blood tests I've had so far have all come back good, so I have no reason but to be hopeful. But you know, there's always that worry in the back of your mind. You just want everything to be okay. So looking forward to that appointment. It is in, I think, 3 weeks, so coming up real fast. As you can see, my cat has decided to join me, so please don't mind this fur ball behind me. Whenever Lincoln's sleeping, she won't leave me alone. So here we are. But moving on to talking about symptoms that have been going on lately, exciting things is that I have been feeling the baby move so much more. And there's been a couple of days, most recently in the past week, where I've been able to just sit still for a couple minutes and just like feel her continually move for like a decent period of time, which is just so amazing. And the other day I could even watch my belly and I could see it like kind of jump up a little bit. So it's just so amazing to just feel the life inside of you moving, knowing that you really are pregnant. Like, you've had proof up until the point, but like once you start feeling the baby move, it's like it makes it that much more legit and amazing. So it's definitely probably my favorite part about being pregnant, is just feeling those movements and just soaking that in. And I did freak myself out the other day because over the weekend, like, I felt so much movement, and then a couple of days went by and I really wasn't feeling anything. And I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure this is normal, like, to go periods of time not really feeling anything when the baby's so small, just whatever. And like 2 days went by and I was just like, okay, it's fine. Like, I don't need to like go down this path of thinking like this. But there was a night that I woke up like numerous times, and every time I'd wake up, I'd like put my hand on my stomach and be like, okay, do I feel anything? Like, I was freaking myself out. And then of course, like the next day, I look at one of my pregnancy apps and it's like, yeah, like when you first start feeling baby's movement, it's normal not to feel it for a couple of days, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, like, I knew this was normal, but I just needed that validation. So if you have experienced a similar kind of thing, know that it's okay. Like, don't drive yourself crazy. The baby is still so tiny, so the fact that I can feel movements this early anyways is just cool and special. Like, a lot of people can't feel movements this early anyways. So I just need to keep myself in check. So if you've gone down that road, hopefully this can help you keep that in check too. Another positive thing is that my appetite is just continuing to improve. Within the last 2 weeks, probably even especially the last week, I feel like I've finally been able to eat normal meals throughout the day and just like get more into a normal eating schedule, which is doing so many good things for my body, my energy levels, like all around. I'm feeling a lot better, and I am so thankful for that, because the first trimester took so much more out of me than it did last time, and I was just really on the struggle bus for a long time. And I'm very, very excited to feel like I'm on the other side of it, at least for a while. I'm gonna try to soak up as much of the energy and like the, what do you call it? I don't know, like the magicalness of the second trimester before things start getting more uncomfortable. But speaking of uncomfortable, I'm not super uncomfortable when I lay down yet. I mean, there's definitely more to my belly, there's more weight on my body than there was before getting pregnant, but nothing that's making me like super uncomfortable. But I am not sleeping as well as I was even just a couple weeks ago. I wake up a lot more at night, not only to use the bathroom, but just to like adjust myself. So that's a symptom that's expected, but I'm not too excited about it because I know it's just gonna get worse. I don't remember when I busted out my pregnancy pillow last pregnancy. I feel like it's still a little early to do it because I don't have that much of a belly on me, but I bet within the next 2 or 3 weeks I'm gonna take it out and start sleeping with it again, because just to have that extra support, not just for my belly, but like for my hips to help me align that way and have some support on my back. I know that'll help. I might do it sooner. Now that I'm thinking about it and talking about it out loud, I might do it sooner. We'll see. The only other somewhat annoying and new symptom that I've had lately is just extra congestion. And honestly, I think it is probably just due to the time of year that it is. Last time I was pregnant during the winter, the dryness just like really got to me and made me more congested, made me more prone to like, not nosebleeds, but just like bloody nose situations. So I actually bought a humidifier off of Amazon, and I've been running it downstairs during the day. And last night I actually brought it upstairs and ran it during the night, and it made a huge difference. So I'm going to keep up with that and just hope that it is just the weather and that it does improve over time, which I think it will. Well, that's all I have for this update video. I really don't have anything else to share, but I will be back in a couple weeks with another update. If you have not done so already, please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also, if you are pregnant, please comment below with like when you're due, if this is baby number 2, any good stuff like that. I would love to make some more mom friends. I really don't have that many, so let's be friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.